We're holding by Rosh Chodesh, Tamuz, and Shabbos Parshas Korach. Let's start with the month. This incredible month of Tamuz and Chodesh Av. The Bnei Yissaschar puts these two together. He explains, based on the Sefer Yetzirah, that the month of Tamuz is represented by the letter Ches. The month of Av is represented by the letter Tes. Together it spells out Chet. Chet is referring to the Chet of, specifically, Chet HaMeraglim. Chet Chata Yerushalayim. It was the source of the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, because the Meraglim cried, and Hashem said, "You're crying for something that you shouldn't be crying about. I'm going to give you a reason to cry." Tammuz is also Midas Hadin, judgment. Av, actually, from the second half and on, is Midas Harachmi. The month of Tammuz and the month of Av is Yamin and Small. It's also right and left, and it's about the two eyes, the right eye and the left eye. Let's speak about what we could use, how we could use this practically. Parshas Tammuz and Av is about fixing, as the Bnei Yissaschar says, the korach hariyah, vision, and shmiya, and seeing. So much in life is about being able to see and to listen. I was just speaking to someone just now, speaking about a certain person, and he was saying the downfall of this person, unfortunately, is they can't listen. They have to tell you their opinion. And their mission, what their job, part of their job is to be able, is dependent on listening. They can't do it. Vision, seeing. How many times are we seeing what we think is true, and there's a totally different picture? And not only that, how many times seeing just doesn't mean physical seeing. It means also decision making. Chacham eina beroishay. The Shlomo Melech says, a wise man, his eyes is in his head. It's about thinking and making a decision. Listen to this incredible example that we have in Parshas Korach. Chazal say, Einav, it was the eyes of Korach that misled him. It was also the korach hashmiya, what he used to hear. He knew that he is destined for greatness. The Zohar says he would have been the Kohen Gadol in Yemois HaMashiach. That's how great he was. If you want to know how great he was, there's the famous Yismach Moshe. Yismach Moshe lived in the 1800s. Big tzaddik. He had a sense of Ruach HaKodesh. He was able to know, and he told his Hasidim, that in his previous Gilgal, he was, in his reincarnation, his soul was at the time of Korach and Moshe. And there was such a fierce battle, and it was so difficult to see who's right and who's wrong, because Korach was a tremendous tzaddik, and he said, and they asked him, so where were you? Whose side were you on? And he said, I was on no one's side. I was on the sidelines. I was watching. I couldn't decide who was yes and who was wrong. It was so difficult. Korach was so incredible. He was such a tzaddik, but he allowed his eyes and his heart to mislead him. I know a family that is in court already 2 years, thousands of dollars. Why? Because they're holding on to machlekes. They're holding on to a dispute. There's a transgression that we learn from Korach. There's a lav we were learning. There's a negative command. Don't be like Korach. So what does that mean? Simply don't argue with the great rabbi, but it's so much deeper. It means the following. Rav Yitz, I think his name was Rav Mendel of Yitzchak Volker. He said, he was a Hasidic Rebbe. He said such a beautiful thing. He said, when Moshe was sending messengers to speak to Dasam and Avir and say, let's make peace. So Chazal already say, why Moshe? You know they're not interested. So Rashi says, you know why he did it? Ein machzikim b'machlekes. You don't hold on literally to a dispute. But there's a deeper pshat. Said of Yitzchak Volker, he said, Chazaka is something that we learn all the time in Shas, in the Daf Yomi. We say Chazaka means there's a presumption. For example, if something happened yesterday, there was a status of a house or a person or monetary questions. Yesterday, I could say today the presumption is it's like yesterday. But there's one thing that we do not say there's a Chazaka on. We do not assume that a machlekes is the same way it was yesterday. Just because yesterday there was a dispute and we were in court and we were hating each other and there was a family feud and thousands of dollars and lashon hara and so many communities have been destroyed, it doesn't mean there's no chazaka when it comes to machlekes. This is what the Halakha Rebbe said, and therefore that was korach. Moshe Rabbeinu was teaching us this lesson. He said, it doesn't matter what was yesterday. I'm still going to try, and I'm going to teach this lesson. And this is a lesson for life, because you know why? We make a decision with our eyes and with our ears, and we say, no, there's no way that we're ever going to work this one out. There's no way we're going to make peace anymore. What they did to us, it's unforgivable. Don't be like korach. Have an amazing Shabbos, an amazing Chodesh Tamuz and Av. We should be zeicher to elevate these months and really bring Mashiach Tzidkenu. Take these months away from Esau, like it says in the Zohar Kodesh. He was given these months and bring them back to Yaakov Avinu.